what are we talking about? Business? What? Of course, everything is business to Chinese people. If it's not business, it's not. If it's, and yet, it's beyond business, isn't it? It's money, but it's not money actually. I would do this even if I'm not paid, and in fact I'm not paid. But I don't mind to do it because I love people. I love, that's my thing, right? So I'm energized by it. That's why I look so young. That's why I still got hair. That's why I'm not worried. I'm not worried with life. How can we develop a culture or a Singaporean, a culture of Singaporean? You know, the funny thing, one time I went with, I won't name names, but I went with some Singaporeans to JB. And then the guy rolls down the window. The moment we pass into Johor, and we started driving out into the countryside, so he finished eating something. And he did something he wouldn't do in Singapore.
Yeah, exactly. That is always
Okay.
And I said, why did you do that? We didn't realize it's called the ugly Singaporean.
Sometimes they're tempted, they purposely want to feel it. Oh, okay.
That's different. That's so stressed. But and I said, so this brings us to a different thing, a different topic now. We want to live the cultured life, isn't it? Singapore. I mean, why don't you just litter in Singapore? Because somehow they were thought that a clean environment is actually a better environment, and so don't litter. That the idea was, it applies even to the river. You know, it took 10 years to clear this river. I don't know if you've been to Singapore in the 1970s. Maybe you're not born yet, but in the 1970s, the rivers were black and they were smelly. But we cleaned it up, and it took over 10 years to clean that river up. And now they got fish there. Right? So the whole society wants to be better than where we came in a mess, and we cleaned up the mess, and we don't want that mess anymore. I see this as the first half of life. We cleaned up Kallang River already. It's not smelly.
Yeah.
We cleaned up everything. We cleaned out everything. There's nothing left in Singapore not to clean. Everything has been cleaned. But do what now? You know, there's this website. It says, Eat Where. Is it, what's the website name?
Hungry Go Where.
Huh?
Hungry Go Where.
Hungry Go Where. We need a website. Can your UBA make a website? No. How then shall we live? Or do what now? Do what now? Now do what? In Singlish, you know. Now do what? What do I do now? I have everything. But meaning. I had a fantastic job with bonuses, and some of them got months of bonuses, right? When at the end of the year. So much. So now do what? I would title the podcast, Now Do What? Question mark. Having done all, now do what? What do I do with the rest of my life? If you can answer that, I think it is worth the course fees. And it has to be practical, and it's something I can do every day. You are a marketing expert. Come, let's put the chair there. Let me move this out of the way. Let's say, supposing you are in the spotlight now. We'll have a different angle so that you're not in the same space as Dr. Shirley. Imagine now you're being interviewed as a newly commissioned young person. Okay? The spotlight comes onto you. Not UBA, but you as a person. You want to break into Singapore. We welcome you to the table. With all your experience in marketing and blah, blah, blah. Can you give me a facelift? To use the term in cosmetics, the people, they nip and tuck, they pay a lot of doctors. They don't want to be doctors anymore. They only want to be cosmetic surgeons. Because the money is so good. The money is so good. You know why? Because if it's health, you make this much money. But if it's beauty, you make this much money. Make my skin glow again. Make my complexion radiate again with this pill. Wow, I will pay you. So much money. Right? Because health like that. Beauty like that. The profits. Right? Reverse the aging process in me by changing my mind. By making me think youthful thoughts. Give me not a physical cosmetic facelift, but give me a life lift.
Okay.
How does an older person do that?
I would say the food.
Okay, start with food. Great.
Start sleeping right on time. I've read a lot of articles that sleep is actually reverse the aging. I mean, if you have enough sleep, if you eat right, and if you exercise, and if you invest in industry, actually you can reverse the aging. So you
Wow.
don't have to spend a lot of money on that.
Okay, wow. Okay, we starting all that and okay. So that in and of itself is a whole nother podcast, I think. Because I mean, I don't know, could UBA Lifestyle produce something there for tough CEOs who have already done it and achieve all that. Oh, now, it's very refreshing. I want to talk. Sleep. Oh, yeah. I didn't know about and food and what else. That I know in Malaysia you have places like Anan Farm. You have all these health farms in Malacca. They're paying $900 for a package, 20,000 ringgit for a package of 3 days, stay in somewhere in the mountains, something like that. Okay, so that's one aspect that we want to talk about, and maybe that could be in a separate segment altogether. What other ideas do you have to? What's the word? A house or a room, what do they call it? Renovate? They renovate, or not renovate, but they what's the word that means when what's the word for upgrade, restructure it? Yes, restructuring. How could an older person who's done it all, seen it all, restructure? You know that Marie Kondo, remember that? There's this Japanese lady on the TV. She teaches people to throw things away.
Oh, okay.
And then when you throw like this laptop away that doesn't work, you say, "Thank you, laptop." But it's time for me to change, and you throw it away in a nice way or whatever, right? And bit by bit by bit. So what would you say an old person has to throw away?
Worries?
To stop. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly, like that.
worries. I think they have to stop worrying about
Stop worrying.
many things. I think unnecessary thoughts, overthinking, worrying is something that's not happened. It's based solely on your imagination. So I find it's very unnecessary to be worried. Especially you're not even sure tomorrow you'll be alive or not. You will wake up or not. So why you have to be worried so much of something that's not even you have faced it?
The next question I would ask is, where did you learn this? Who taught you this? You read it a lot, okay? But before I ask that question, I have to ask you, where did you get this girl from? Where did you find her?
Online, right?
LinkedIn.
And how many more young people are there like her that would respond to an invitation? Oh my God, there's a lot. I'm sure. Are there a lot of people like you?
Are they?
Did you have to look very hard to find a person like that?
I should say that every time when there is the job opportunity that open up, that's a lot of applicants were coming in, but we as because typical most of the company normally they will get HR to recruit and so on, but I like to do the recruiting, and normally I will ask them to do the certain tasks and so on, so I don't waste their time and also I don't waste my time. So before the interview normally I will ask them to do the test, so through the test it's also see whether this person you can cooperate or not, because some of them they will say they will reject, they don't want to do it. Okay. And they will say, I already have it with my resume, this and that. I said, okay, you're very good. So meaning that we cannot work together.
Yeah. So what test is this?
The test is like typical
Personality test.
Personality test.
Okay.
That's typical you can find in the work. In the social website that about the DICS.
Okay.
That I mean that is very common.
The basic one.
The basic one. So at least I have roughly know. Actually, sometimes the test is not really accurate. People can fake it and so on.
Yeah.
But I just want to see, is it this person we can work with?
So the gate, at the gate,
Yeah.
at the front, even before you hire,
Yeah.
at the very front portion,
Yeah.
there is this survey or this test,
Yeah.
and I've come up with one,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll share that with you another time, but it's exactly that,
Yeah.
to filter out. Okay, then what do you do?
After that, so I know that okay, this person we can cooperate with, which means that this person willing to work together, because I'm looking for a team member. Meaning we can work together as a team. So actually then she okay, then come up for the interview. Normally interview I will spend
1 hour.
1 hour. Normally it's typical 1 hour to really interview the person, and normally the interview question is not something like what what is the pay and what you're good at and so on.
She didn't even see my certificates.
So what were you looking for?
Actually, I'm looking for how she answer to my question, like what is your strength and what is your weakness. This is typical, right? But after that I will ask something like, what is something that you really feel that's defeat you the most? What is your very very now, which is the things that happen past before defeat you the most? So through the answer, then normally they will ask, is it related to work? I say, is in your life anything? The most happen in your whole life. What is things that happen that defeat you the most, that make you feel that I'm a loser, why I do such thing and so on? So you know that actually from this person, this is something that she really cannot forget. And normally through this question, you will really see the person, because actually that I used to interview a person previously. He was the top performer, the top sell in the company, and he really got the record that bring up the thousand or million of record and handle 200 person or how many thousand person in a department. So when I asked this question then he told me that because I asked him what defeat you the most, he don't realize that okay, then make you feel that you are the loser. He told me married. I said, oh, why you say such thing? He said because he married, he have a children before. He mean the wife pregnant. He make his wife pregnant before the marriage, that make him feel that he's a loser. I said, oh, so actually now how is your marriage and so on? Then actually that through this, right, I don't, because everyone can perform, especially that I can, anything you don't know I can teach you, but I cannot teach you to become become a sincere person. So that is where normally I will go through normally this type of question. I really want to know this personality, because actually for me I feel that, wow, your wife deliver a boy for you, then end up you feel this is supposed to be your pride, but now you feel that make you as a loser. So meaning that this person is more like more on self-centered. You didn't see that how your wife been sacrificed, because as a girl I think that you have to bear more shame than your husband, right? Because you pregnant, then I feel that actually, so end up actually I didn't take in this person, because I feel that no matter how good perform that you can do, but I feel that this is not the personality, the character that people
Okay, so there's certain things that would turn you off from hiring someone like that. What? Why did you hire her?
For her, that actually,
What was it that she stood out?
I should say that actually, like in the marketplace, that everyone, if you say you know how to use this software, you can do the design, this and that. But I want to really know, what is your next plan? Normally, I will ask, so what is your goal for this year? Some of them, they will say, I want to have a car. Then how you plan for
Car.
have a car?
Okay.
I think because I want to know that, are you talking about the dream or how you work towards your plan? So actually, this depend on the position they're looking for. So actually, there's some of them, they say, oh, I want to have this, I want to earn money. I say, okay, how much money? They don't have the exact number. So you were surprised that, so actually this is kind of the question normally that's designed to really understand that person actually what they want, and is it your goals is aligned with our company goals. So that is how we can work together. So actually for her, that I feel that actually okay, she's someone that who looking for the opportunity, and of course because of the previous company this shift over, I mean to change to another, relocated. So that is where she looking for the new job, and that is where at the same time I found that actually we can try it out, because that whatever we the question I ask is something that I can accept, is not only from the point of the moral and also the so actually I looking for the team member. I won't like, okay, this here got the empty seat, then I want to quickly fill in the blank, because actually in UBA we are not machine, but we are very much people oriented organization. So that is why that's I really take serious in every, I mean not only student enrollment but even for the team member that who joining in. So that is where that actually I took her coming in, and of course that time, because actually normally I would take 2 interviews. And she's surprised that she never got boss ask me such question, because I also ask, what's your father doing, what's your husband doing? I will ask her, I mean because I want to know what family background you are from, because that really will affect how the way you think. And I want to really know that actually anything maybe you don't know about you. So that is why that through the interview actually I get to know this person.
Not so much what she works as previously or what skill set she has, but first and foremost Nantini as Nantini.
Yes. So want to know that what you good at actually can bring in the value to my organization, rather than I want to see your certificate, this and that. Because for me that is academic, but I want to know what is in your, because
even though you're running an academic organization, but that is not somehow relevant at that moment.
Because why? The fact is, how you want to get the better result is get the person do something that she's good at.
Okay.
Not she forced to do it, but it's something that she enjoy, and that's why when I give this task to her, where I know that is what she really enjoy and good at, and that is how she will throw it up.
So that's your secret recipe then. Shirley, what you're good at is bringing out that person's worth or value to society. And then seeing that person employed profitably, not necessarily with your company, but whatever company, whether they are startups, whether they are founders, in other words, of their own companies, or whether they are already business owners who are already established for 10, 20 years, or indeed perhaps the group of investors who just have extra capacity to do more things in life, and perhaps they want to invest in the lives of other people.
Yes.
That is your specialty, and for the sake of the listeners who are hearing this, we're not just talking about like how to hire somebody for your company, but we're really talking about Dr. Shirley as a person. And yes, at the backdrop behind Dr. Shirley is your profession as an educator, a founder of an outfit in doing world-class, providing of world-class education for those who need it. Yes, you're doing all these packages or academic service, training, also seminars and so on and so forth. But what cuts at the heart of who you are is in other words, you're passionate to find out the person himself or herself.
Yeah.
And try somehow in the entrepreneurial journey to ensure that that person stays on track with the purpose for which they were placed here on this earth in the first place. Because for many second halfers, for many seniors, they have already been there and done that.
Yes. I think like through the interview, I think last week I also just shared with her. Actually, I looking for the trainers. Okay, so the girls that come in to interview for trainers, because actually it's more straightforward, that you have to see the qualification, the achievement, okay, your expert, your experience, this and that. Then after that, the ladies that actually I remember that she showed me, this is the paper cutting that she been even published on the interview by the newspaper, and every year get the achievement of best teacher award, best lecturer award, and he got so many achievement after achievement. Then I say, okay, I'm looking for this is a freelance, meaning your time is so fully occupied, and now you want to add on another one. So I start questioning some personal question. I say, may I know what is your working hours with now your full-time commitment with these certain universities? You say from morning to night, maybe like from 8 to night 10 p.m. I said, wow. So daily? She say, yeah, almost. It means from Monday to Saturday. I say, so Sunday I take up all the, sometimes I have to back to the university for certain event, or even we have a certain project. And I said, then how you take for these freelance courses? Then what is your timing? I think I can slot in some of the Sunday class or evening class. I said, okay, so are you married? He said, yeah, married. I said, oh, that's wonderful. How many children you have? Since she said that 2. Okay, I said, how old is your son? May I know? 2. Okay, son, right? He said, yeah, 10 years old. I said, oh, 10 years old. So when you are so busy, who taking care of him? She say that husband. Your husband is very good, very committed, very good. I said, okay. So what you want actually? You earn so much. May I know what you want? So I tell him that actually, do you know the brand development for children come to certain age is mean it's already full, almost full want to develop already. So meaning that when he's part of his childhood, he'll be absent. And by you got another 2 more years, because by after 12, he will become go to the secondary school, and he got a lot of school project and friends and so on. Then by that time, when you want to return to him, actually he's already used to this format that you've been plugged to him. So actually that you, as a wife, as a mother, as a teacher, right, who are you now? So he said, I think more like a teacher. Yeah, then when, what time, how many hours you become a mother, how many hours you become a wife, is it this is the life you're looking for? So then she's stunned. Then after that, so throughout the interview, I don't know why become counseling session time. So actually at the end, actually that's I didn't hire her. Honestly, I didn't hire her, not because she no good, just that I feel bad. I tell her I feel bad if I still take up some of the hour that maybe belong to your son, or maybe belong to your husband. Then I feel bad. I feel bad.
Yeah, that sounds very Asian actually. It sounds very Chinese actually.
Yeah.
The story about the artist who actually, that the genius artist who takes a rock and then he carves away and chips away everything that's not the thing that he wants, that art piece. That idea that you eliminate, and what are you left with? And in a way, each of us are sculpting our own families, and it depends on how skillful we are, how skillful the mothers are, how skillful the dads are, in eliminating stuff from the child or from the family. I guess organizationally, do you see your team as a family?
I wouldn't say as a family, because family wouldn't get resigned. Okay. Because actually I would say it's a team. I say it's a team member that work towards the same direction, and during the process there was somebody come in and somebody let go, and we need to willing to let them get down from the train, or somebody want to get in on the train. But in family member, we cannot say, hey, suddenly you become my brother. That's why I cannot say it's a family, but I will say it's a team.
Okay.
That work toward the same direction. So that is
Okay, that's a good analogy. It's a train. You're going somewhere, and someone comes on, and sometimes they come off.
Yes.
In your years of experience, could you share a little bit about people who have come on, they've stayed, they've contributed, you've begun to define what a team is to you, but could you elaborate a little bit more?
I would say that throughout the entrepreneurship, that we always hire and get staff, get down from the train. So actually that's for me, that's throughout the past experience, I have quite a lot of good manager that with me, and I would say that each of them is really encourage me is during when they want to get down from the train, but they will sincerely tears down in front of me and thankful, but they forced to do it. And instead that sometimes I have to tell them, you have to go get down. Like some of my, like previous one of my manager, this actually he got diabetes, and he really, I mean, I can produce, I mean, quite a good work and so on. And at this, but however, he diabetes come to the stage that he need to go for dialysis. So I know that the person who in the diabetes or even dialysis, actually, you can simply when you work, then you will knock off. It's not simply maybe for normal person you why you lazy you sleep even when you work like that you park like that. But for me, I feel very sorry that you supposed to be tired already. You need to go rest at home. Then really take care of your body. So that's why I asked him, please get down. So that is where that he feel very sad and so on. I say never like that. It's always the way how you contribute back to the society rather than you must really sit in this place. That's so actually, I mean that's we still keep in touch. So actually for him, he need to get down. And another one, like example, my PA, actually she from Kelantan, okay, small town. And because actually she work over in JB here, so actually she far away from the family. And after 2 years, she called up need to back to the family because her younger sister who study the O-level from 5, then now result come out already, then need to enter to the uni. So no one take care of the mother. The mother is at home alone, and maybe also got some health issue. So she asked me how. So I said, okay, so now it's about life and break. Okay, one is family, one is your break. What I know, this break, you can always find from others' location, then you still can get a break. But the family, you cannot find from another place. And how many years more that your mother can live. I wouldn't say that you need to give up your career, but I believe that always that is a way that maybe you move back to the place, I mean your hometown, take care of your mom so your sister can continue study, and meantime look for the job that really can bring you become a somebody, and meantime you can contribute and earn for your break to support your dream and even your family, rather than you work here, then you miss your mom, then don't know how, then you have to hire another person to take care. I say you end up still the same. I say because she will say that in JB I can earn more, but in small town the salary more lesser this and that. I say actually it's the same because you need to pay another things in order for a person to take care of mom. So she also cry, and I mean that I say you need to let go. I need to let you go. But if I were, I say, I put myself, if now I'm your mom, I've been taking care of you, one don't let me go out already, so now I'm sick already. And the fact that I don't have the ability to take care of myself. So now I just wondering, is it my children will put me into old folks home, or somebody will going to take care of me, or how? If were me, I still feel that my children will be around me, but maybe you can pursue your dream, you still go work, but at least don't leave me alone at home. That is my feeling. So I say I don't know how your mom thinking, but if you ask me, I would say like this. So I say, so for you, I feel bad that if I still tell you no, you should work with me, then you can send money back. I say because I also a mother. okay, I also a mother. So that is why she get out get out from the train, and we still contact each other. And New Year, then she will greet me. I think that this is the relationship that we have in UBA team rather than family. Yeah, and I as a leader, we need to allow people come in and people go, because I believe that task always you can be duplicate, meaning you can always get someone to duplicate whatever that you have done, as long as you got the SOP and so on. Yeah, but relationship is something you cannot duplicate.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Shirley, when did you get on the train? Tell us about your onboarding for yourself, and what were the circumstances?
Of course that actually I myself, because actually I married young age and I got my children, okay, as per normal, then of course that I forced to be on train because my husband the one who left me already, so he I mean got into the accident, so that is why actually living with my two young children, I don't want to be someone, of course maybe I'm married to a family that who can support me, support my children, but you know that in order to always get money from someone, then you know if you get money from someone you need to report to them what you do, this that for that for what. But for me I feel like I want to earn for the living for myself, but at the same time I want to do something that what I passion in, like education, because actually I cannot come from a rich family, but I mean or poor, I mean that poor family, that my mom that need to work so hard to support each of us, so I all know that only education is something that is can bring out from us to out of the poverty, to change you yourself, even for a country, how they want to build a country or the people is through the education system. So that is why I go into the education business, and at the same time at first I run the normal physical and so on, but in order for me to really reach more people, I feel that I need to be online. So that is why I do I make it to, I mean, online business academy, which is not only I can reach the person, but it's a two-way. It means that my student also easy to reach me, and my professor or lecturer also easy to come in to be part of it. So this is how the platform that I can connect every one of us through the cheaper and simple way, which is you don't need to caught in the jam, you need to pay for the accommodation, this and that. So actually in UBA is a place that through the internet we connect each other, then works towards the dream that they want to go through.
So tell us, could you elaborate a little bit more about that process of so your husband didn't leave anything for you?
Yeah, I should say because I married young age, they leave 2 children for me.
Oh dear.
Because they were so young.
He left 2 children for you.
Yeah.
And now how old are they?
They are 27 years old already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, 21 is 28,
So
one is
congratulations, they have passed through
yeah.
that
So that is why I feel that actually I would say that even though they've gone through this tragedy and so on, but I feel that life is not about what happened to you, but it's about how you react to it. Like somebody, they will say, "Oh, why I'm so sad? I pity myself and this and that." But somebody, why they can rejoice from it and stand up from it, it's really about how you react to the daily things that happen in you. If you have a positive mind, I wouldn't say that's okay, I just want to become positive, okay, but I would rather say be more realistic. Like example that, okay, the person already gone, I'm not God, I cannot bring you to life, okay, so I have to accept it, and what next in order for me to support my children. And if I want to support my children, if I work a job, okay, 9 to 5, then if any emergency, then who take care of them? So I feel that I want to do the entrepreneurship myself. Yeah, so that is where I start, like even I was young, but I want to do something. Okay, I want to do something from my own, that rather I need to report to someone from that what time to what time. So actually it's also very much thanks to my mother also, because that we are from poor family, right? That as mentioned, so mainly our school money is only 1 ringgit or 2 ringgit. Okay, sometimes it's only 50 cents. So actually have not enough food to eat in the school. So what I do business even when I was young. So meaning, how I do business? I do all the homework. before the teacher tell us what to do, especially the mathematics books. Previously when we was young, the very thick one, teacher always ask us to do all the exercise, right? So actually I good in mathematics, so I do it, finish everything even before the teacher say. So whoever want to do the homework, they want to copy, okay, one copy, 1 ringgit. So actually I got a lot.
You started your education business in school.
Yeah. So actually I got a lot of these ideas and so on. It's something that come out from use what I good at, then I enjoy doing it. Okay, I like to do a mathematics, so I enjoy doing it. Then after that, I help you, right? But in return, you need to help me also. So I mean, so when I graduate, I mean.
So early on, you were commissioned. You had that idea. You were being commissioned for something. It's just like now in election season here in Singapore.
Yeah.
At the time of this recording, we're commissioning dudes who are good at running countries.
Uh-huh.
We must assume, because Singapore turned out to be like this.
Yeah.
And people want to come here. They're not running away from Singapore. They want to come here, right? And everything works. You press the button, the flush works, the trucks come, deliver the trash, and there's like, public utilities, water, lights, and all this kind of thing, right? So we're commissioning people, empowering them, and they're getting paid to do a job. That is the essence, what you're saying, of business.
Yeah.
It is all about the commission. Because people don't have the time. I don't know what were these students doing that they didn't have time to do their homework, right? Or they wanted to do other things, right? And you were available. Your service was freely available at that time, and you used your word of mouth contact, and the news got out, and hopefully the teacher didn't find out about it. But that is essentially doing what you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us more about this doing what you're good at, finding out and how it can make money through commissions.
Because actually that's I because I was in the education industry, so especially during these few days, I mean this the graduation season in Malaysia. So what I mean that's a lot of parents, they will come to me say, okay, my children don't know what they want to study, this and that, because they don't know what they're good at and so on. Then after that, I say that actually don't know. Then typical question, don't know which university or which program they should register in. I said, instead of looking for the facility or the name of the university, the ranking, this and that, did you ever talk with your son? He said, what? Talk what? I said, did you ever ask what they're good at? Because what I know is people will get excited, even for us. You will get excited when you do something when you're good at, especially if you're a person who goes to karaoke, he's good at singing, he will get excited. Yes, I got a mic. But you get someone, sing lah. No, because that is something that is not good at. That's why actually I think that is the most happier or enjoy things, that if you can ever do something you are good at, then that is where millions of ideas will coming in. Instead, I tell you what to do. So that is why I think that, but of course we also have to be realistic, because sometimes, they say, okay, I good at drawing, this and that, but end up the person actually, why he fail, he good at drawing, it's because the mother or the parents keep on tell them, you good at this, you good at this, then end up they thought they're good at this, but when I interview them they are not. And they show me, because actually I remember I got one student, not student, I mean the teenager, he told me he want to become a politician at about 18 years old, 19 years old, just after the O level. Say I want to go into the university, which is very good in the that come up with a lot of politicians. Then he said he want to enter there because here got the connection and here got this club and this support and also this and that. I said, okay, what is your hobby? Then he said hobby, huh? Okay, don't say hobby. I said, what you always do when you're free? Then he start to show me, you see, I draw this, I draw that. I was like, okay.
Wow.
I said, oh, wow, you really can draw, huh? I said, very, very, I mean,
Detail.
yeah, detail and very patient. That because I can zoom in also, you know, because
Yeah.
I'm my age, I need to zoom in. I said, wow, you can really draw until small. I said, yeah. Boy, this is what you're good at.
Wow, boy, this is what you're good at. That sounds like that's incredible. I think he's gonna remember that.
Yeah, because you don't need somebody to tell you what you're good at. But actually, I think a lot of people, they thought they're good at something. It's because they've been brainwashed, I should say, by the people around them.
Yeah, expectations.
Yeah.
They don't have that self-awareness.
Yeah. So that is why I can see that his face is growing when he show me all the picture. Wow. He don't really aware it. So I say that when you do something you're good at, you know don't need me to tell you what to do, but you are the one now. You tell me how you draw, how you prepare, how you.
Yeah.
I said,
That's probably the hardest thing in management or leadership. Certainly, I was counseled that as a young pastor, as a young minister, from my pastor's wife who passed away, Sister Lorna. Oh, Jerry, she said. At the time, I thought it was a very strange word. She said, Jerry, don't tell people what to do. Let them tell you what they want to do. It really hit me in the face because it was really opposite of everything I know about leadership.
yes.
How do you lead with this philosophy where people already know what they want to do? And yet you have your objectives, no? The train is going some way. Where? So how do you not tell people what to do, and yet they end up doing what they
Supposed to do.
Yeah, they're supposed to do, and they're where you're going. What?
I should say that as a leader, we always give a vision and mission. Like example, I got this train. Okay, the train going to reach here. Okay, this is our destination. So I need a lot of talent that coming into the train to how to drive and to see who where to sit and so on. So meaning that you need to get the right talent, which is like maybe in HR. Okay, they need to assure the environment of the company is positive. Who anyone got the negative mindset, then you need to either throw them out or how was it. So that person should know what she should contribute to maintain in order for us to reach there, rather than okay I just simply get someone come in, then everyone have a different goal, different mindset, then that will make the whole company collapse. And another one, like example, marketing. I hire her, definitely she already got this knowledge and experience, but I just want to tell her I want to reach here. I don't care how you do, I want to see the final result. And I don't want to control you how you do it, because you are the expert. If I want to tell her what to do and how to do, she's no expert really. And micromanagement is something that you will lose a lot of good talent, because a good people, I should say good talent, especially talent, always got this mindset, don't control me. They got thousands of ideas, especially like for children. They got thousands of ideas. They would like to share because they really don't have hesitate to tell you and so on. But in order to make your staff to be act like your children, to really speak up what they think and what they good at, you just tell them what I want will do. I don't want to know the process. I just want to make sure by this time, by this hour, I want this to be done, but make sure it's legal. So I mean that this is, I mean, to the leadership, I think that is something, as a leader, we really need to let go. Don't be like too micro and try to teach your talent how to do. I think that is wrong. I mean, for at least for me, I feel that I like them to give me the idea. So normally during the meeting, I chair the meeting. I always will be the last person to summarize, to talk, rather than normally chair meeting. Okay, the leader like to talk, then they all just listen. That is seminar. That is not meeting. Okay, so that's why actually during the meeting always is they are the one come up with their report, come up with their frustration, come up with their plan. Then I only summarize and make sure go to the same place. But at least they get throw out already. They got the idea that need someone to listen. If you need to teach or tell all your staff how to do and what to do, you better invent into a machine. Key in, it will auto run. No need human. Yeah, so that is how I feel.
Where is this train going?
Of course, the train is going to the place that, especially for us, education. All our program is about 1 year. So I want to assure every student who joining in this our program in UBA, it's not only like you join in already, then by the end of the time, okay, sorry, you fail, you need to resit. Okay, so congratulations, you finish. But I want that throughout the journey, the student really and not only learn something they have learned, but they get the new connection from each other. And during the time, you for sure there is a student that got some drama coming, okay, family issue, health issue, this and that. They will feel like want to get out from the train. But our mission, beside bringing you to the destination, we want to assure you have this determination to really work towards your goal. That's why actually that we empowering tomorrow teachers and leaders, meaning we empowering you. We're not giving you the answer, but we encourage you, because no matter what is their position, maybe okay, some of the students they have a very high position in the company, they are CEOs, they are leaders, this and that. They're so used to give instruction to tell people, okay, sure, you can do it. But they forgot actually sometimes they also need some encouragement. So actually in UBA we will tell them, we tell them actually, okay, why not you take a rest? After that you can join back. So actually we're quite flexible. So actually we give them the solution. So actually the destination is assure that the student can reach their goal by achieve to get their certificate. But throughout the goal, right, they find their own meaning. That's why actually normally in UBA always many times the student when they graduate, they come back to us and they feel like they want to contribute something. So and that is where we get a lot of the good speaker and so on, because actually I think this is the where beside profit, of course every business we want to earn the profit, that is how we sustain. But throughout the journey, are they really enjoying what they have learned and how they find themselves?
So now you've got this large alumni, this corpus of professionals who have already successfully passed through the different stations and they experience the different encounters with other students, with yourself, with the program, with outside speakers, etc. what are you? What are your plans for the alumni body then, the student body?
The alumni that actually that is why we go to the phrase that we want to also give away, I mean to offer the soft skill program. Meaning why soft skill? Meaning like some of the people actually they already have all these academic certification and so on, but a lot of people actually they lack of certain skill in order maybe to communicate with others or maybe to negotiate or maybe certain things. So actually all these alumni, maybe like some of them their background, they are footballer. They're footballer. We have a student who is a footballer and actually that he good in sport. Okay, then after that he feel that he want to give, I mean give away his past, I mean return back, I mean to the society, give back to the society that what he's good at, so he legacy that everyone can really know that oh this is the thing I can learn from this person. And at the same time, yeah, I mean that is why he will become our one of the trainer in this soft skill. So actually that the new student or the current student or maybe the alumni or previous student, they say oh now we got how to kick football, okay that's good, so actually I want to learn something. It's not because of certification but maybe something that I feel like I want to do it. So actually I would say it's a place that become exchanging knowledge, that from what you're good at and how you want to contribute back to people, rather than you tapao then finish already, you know, because all of us end of the day we will go to somewhere. I mean okay, that is where I mean, so when we are still available, what you want to do, what we want to contribute back with something you're good at. Meaning when you do you won't feel why this is a job for me again, but it's something you really excited, then instead they will tell me what I should do. Because when people they do something what they're good at, they will give a lot of ideas and so on. So we as a professional platform, UBA will give you the platform with the ready system that we have. So maybe we just need to put into the parcel and attract the people who really want to learn something from you. Then that is how they contribute back to the society. So actually I should say that that's why we call lifelong learning. Yeah, lifelong learning center, a platform to gather not only the youngster but also to the people who pursue for their dream, or even alumni that currently in the time we have quite numbers of students already retire. Then they come back to me say okay what do now, okay let's do something. So actually I feel that they got a lot of passion, they're so excited, but they don't want to make it to again I need to clock in and clock out again. Yeah.
So tell me about your now do what program.
Yeah, I should say that like is to get, I mean is to really like the boy that who I interview, that meaning it's something that we need to really sit down to really listen from them and try to help them to find out what is something they're good at and what is your passion that you want to do. Then we structure it and put into the platform and let somebody can learn from you.
Oh, so they become the teacher. They're the expert already.
Yeah, I should say like trainers or consultant, because actually trainers or consultant is something like it's not so formal, but it's someone that who can give you the advice that maybe you are good at. Okay, so actually that the people they seek for the certain consultation with something that you're good at, so I connect you both together. Yeah, so that is where I should say like it's a platform that to connect the people. Yeah, especially like we have a workshop that called Art of War. Annually once a year we will conduct. Actually a lot of people they will feel that I already know Art of War, this book I already read so many years and this and that, you know, I can tell you what is the strategic this and that. I say yeah, but it's also a time to connect everyone, every expert, that to really put down your position, who you are, and so on. Okay, now you come here as a student, then we share the idea. Then when you listen to somebody problem or ideas, then that is how you get, I mean, benefit also. Then after I say that it's time for all the students actually to really to networking with each other, because I tell them that many time business is not only about what you know, but it's about who you know. Then the last one is who know you. I think the last one, who know you, is really mean to every one of us. Well, we always want to say, oh, I know him. Then who know you? What is your purpose of living in this earth? Who know you? Who are you? That is a question they want to find out. That's why actually they feel that, okay, yeah, that is why they come here. And through the session, like maybe the workshop, seminar, then they really, because actually I got a student because of this workshop. She previously, she also run a business in Singapore, the security company, very successful, but somehow she just feel that she come to the bottleneck, that she cannot bring the company to the next level. Then she felt that I might be not good enough to manage this company, but I want to let this company grow to become bigger. So I want to sell off, and I want to sell off to someone who really good to manage it. Then I retire to another country. So actually that we don't know, but throughout the session, because after 2 days we will have this testimony session, that how you feel, the feedback. And she stood up, then she tell us, actually, before I come, I thinking that I'm a loser, that towards my business that I cannot bring to the next level, and I plan to sell off. I already got a potential buyer, and instead I just need to sign only. But after this session, what the problem I see so big is actually so small. And end up she say that she decide not to sell off, and she, from the solution that she has from the consultant, that the guest speaker we have, she going to give herself another 3 months. Then after 3 months she says she will update us about the progress. I remember that girl. Then after that, so after 3 months, me and so forgot already. The trainer, all of us, we busy with our things. It's so normal, we forgot already. But after 6 months, she called us. Then also she called my trainers, the speaker, because my speaker after that he also called me and tell me that, hey, your student, you know, he called me and said, yeah, she also called me. You know what? Her business now is double side up. It's just because of these simple ideas that been given during the workshop. Then now her business been double side up, and she doing even better. So I should say that it's really that sometimes it's not about how much we know, but we also really need to have much of the exposure, and we need some ideas. Maybe we just need someone to give you the idea to really tell, oh, really, I can do it. Yeah. So rather than tell you how to do and what to do.
Who are the other alumni that stands out in your mind that could be potential, not consultants, but perhaps mentors, executive mentors? Who are there? Like, can you give us a sampling of the kinds of graduates that you have?
I should say, like, maybe one of the student who also is a Singaporean, that Dr. Brian, actually, he himself actually is one of the CEO of a company in Singapore, and at the same time he also have teaching experience in Singapore with certain university and academy or business school. So actually that with these alumni that who not only have the education background, but also have the work experience, the real workplace experience, that he manage a business. And at the same time, because sometimes education is like this, it's not something that you know then you can teach. You must know how the way to teach it. So that is why he got the teaching experience that we in the certain place. So actually this actually our alumni that now he also coming back and want to become the speaker or even the trainers. That's something that he want to give back to the society. So actually we will partner with our this alumni because actually we need person like him, because yes we can just PP get a lot of teachers. I mean of course I don't say teachers are no good, but I mean that for real working adult, because we are dealing with workplace entrepreneur, I mean workers or entrepreneur, they need some ideas. So that is why they need people who are in the field, because actually that's why there is a word say don't study entrepreneur until you really run a business. Yeah, so actually so that is why that then you should learn or get something ideas from the people who are in the workplace already. So and at the same time like I got a student who are just back from the Arab Saudi, okay, and he also study our program and completed, and he saw that how we treat our student, how we journey with the student, because actually when he study this program, throughout the time that he's supposed to submit his project is we call thesis. You know, thesis consists of a lot of work, then the research, qualitative, quantitative, you know, analysis, this and that. He done already, but somehow he gets struck. He collapsed because stroke.
Oh.
Then he cannot contacted, then like totally disappear because he is in the Arab, right? Then after so actually that we as a academy, then we try to reach him and so on. Then somehow after the week, then we only managed to get him. Then he say actually he was in a hospital because he stroke, and because of his collapse suddenly in the coma, all the thing gone. He's lost his pen drive, everything, and so on. I say it's okay. You lost everything. It's okay as long as you're still alive. You don't. So that is where we journey with him and so on. We give him time, and he managed to complete that. End up he managed to complete that. So now he's get his earlier retirement. Then the company also very good. Okay, give whatever the benefit they should have. So now he come back, then he feel like he want to give back to the society that what he's good at, because he's been managed the company for so 20-30 years over already.
Right.
So actually that we will partner with all these people that I mean who really have the passion that want to not only earn for their living and so on, because sometimes they already at the retirement age, okay. They have earned enough, but I should say that is find something what they're worth at and what they're good at. So when they share their knowledge to the people, this is how they find their worth, rather than sitting at home, you know. Yeah, so this is where actually currently that in UBA we experience how we attract good people and so on, meaning that throughout the train, remember I said we journey with them. Yeah, so we give them the solution, and that is where now they feel like okay, I also want to be part of it. How to encourage the youngster or people that who maybe at their young age used to be like them, how to fight in the market and so on. Yeah, so they will become our speaker or even our trainers.
I want to take you back to what you were saying earlier about you know, you shouldn't study entrepreneurship unless you've become an entrepreneur. What do you mean by that?
Meaning that don't learn singing before you really sing. You want to learn singing, meaning you have to sing it. So actually that you learn entrepreneurship, but you don't run a business. So what entrepreneur is it? You learn about the theory? Is it you want to become a teacher or what? So I will question them the example. So that is why I mean that you have to practice it. You really have to practice, because actually the purpose of your learning is because of what? It's because of the certificate, because of paper recognition, or you really want to go into that field. So that is why when there is a lot of when they say I want to learn entrepreneur, I say okay, so what you do? I do a lot of assignment. Okay, what else? Then tell me a lot of others thing, and I found that nothing is related with the entrepreneurship. I think the entrepreneur is something that born in you. I don't need to tell you. So example, like I at school, I already do my business entrepreneurship. So I mean that this is where you learn the experience. That you also gain from it, because entrepreneur meaning you're willing to fight, willing to come out from your comfort zone, and to really, that is about entrepreneur. If workers or employee will be totally different. They will get a fixed salary. They're always in the comfort zone. Okay, company gain or loss. Okay, never mind. Maybe their bonus get cut, but they still got a job. But entrepreneur is something, yes or no. That's it. So actually, if you say you want to learn about entrepreneur, why you want to learn? Is it a must, or is it in you? And if you want to learn the entrepreneurship, ask what currently you are doing related to the entrepreneur. Yeah. So yeah, that is one of my professor that, yeah, his son also want to, that time he say that want to become an entrepreneur. Yeah, so I also asked him about these few questions.
What is an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur, I say, is an adventure, a fighter, okay, that's get everybody together to achieve a certain goal that everyone will agree. I should say, why does everyone agree instead of your dream? Because if that is not your team direction, it's your direction, that will be very tired. Your entrepreneurship will be very, very tired because you don't have a supporter. You only have a workers. So a real entrepreneur, I would say that you gather all the crazy people together, okay, to work something that we all believe in. Yeah.
So vision.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about vision.
Yeah. And at the same time that, of course, if let's say in business, of course, you must in return, it's not something like, of course, if unless you say NGO, it's non-profit organization, yes, that is also another vision that they work towards it. That's why actually I say it's something that entrepreneur, you must have a leadership mission and vision. It's very, very clear to everyone, so everyone can work towards it. Then you get a very good follower and supporter.
Clarity.
Yes.
Not charity.
Yes. Because charity, then you have to be fair to your follower. Don't draw the big pizza to them and tell them sorry just for illustration.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So what is Dr. Shirley's vision?
My vision. I believe that education should be a human right, not a privilege. And I believe that when we say education is something that what you're going to teach for your next generation. It's not much about you, yourself, but it's about how about your people that are around you and how you contribute back, the meaning why you in this earth, that why God you send you here. Every one of us should have a meaning, that the reason to be here. Okay, maybe I'm not a leader, then I'm a supporter. Then how you become a good supporter? So that is to for me, that's why I feel that my vision is to, the reason I'm here is to really that to through the education that impact people's life, and also even that some of the students they didn't come to UBA to study, but at least I give them the idea, just like the teacher, and tell her, who are you? Your mother, you are teacher, or your wife, who you want to be. So throughout after the interview, she resigned from her job and she become a freelancer, then earn more than what actually she currently withdrawing with the company, and she got more time to spend time with the family.
Wow.
That's why I said I feel so bad. I supposed to the end up you resign. I said I didn't tell her what to do, but I just help her to find out what is your reason, what you're looking for. So actually I should say that if you ask me why, what is my goal, who is me, I will say that beside I doing what I'm doing for my bread and living, okay, but I just help you to really find out, maybe just give you an idea, who are you? Yeah, so at least that you can also contribute something back to your meaning, the life, your life. Yeah.
So just a little adjustment, alignment
Yeah.
to your true mission, to your true calling. Because we all tend to drift, don't we? We tend to get carried away.
Mm-hmm. I think that previously that is I go through the modalities that something the words I this about it's very much really accurate about that to I help leaders or what
Future
yeah, the
leaders, yeah.
yes, I think that is the one that I help the future leaders to achieve their goals and dreams. Yeah.
Where were you in the journey when you did modalities? Where you already started the company, obviously. You 20 what? 2014.
I think that when I do the modality is before the pandemic. I think even where before. I think
I remember it was in KL.
KL.
It was in KL. I
That-
can't remember the name of the.
Definitely is about more than
Twen-
7 years.
2017.
Yeah.
2017. It had to be after 2017. We only got the name modalities
Yeah.
in 2017.
Around that, because actually that time I just started the UBA, so actually like
Oh.
because UBA is what 2014.
Okay. 3
Yeah.
years. 3
Yeah,
years
so-
after. Yes.
So I found that through that program is really found, oh, this is me. This is what I good at. Okay, so I so excited. Then after that, so actually, I mean that is why I mean if you manage to help people to discover what you're good at, it's
Yeah.
something that you feel very excited
Mm.
because that person can be impact to another person.
Mm.
Yeah, so that is why I mean I implement this through all my interview and even a recruitment, even to my student. Yeah.
I remember at that time we did talk a little bit about the market segment that you were looking at, Malaysians at
Mhm.
that time.
Mm.
Tell us how that has morphed or shifted, or how does it work nowadays,
Yeah, that time
or
was
since that time?
since that time because actually that as mentioned we just started, so actually that we discover a lot of Malaysian because we are in Malaysia. Then after that, so somehow that the more when I go and study about the internet, the power, how the internet, the technology can connect each of us, and sometimes you will get discouraged, okay, because the effect sometimes the result is not one day immediate or maybe 2 years or 3 years. It take times for people to gain the trust and to really also for me to expert into something, right? Because actually it is also something very new because I just have the idea, but I really need to really work on it and do it daily on the goal that I want to achieve it. So actually that's somehow I get familiar or expert with it when I always do something I good at, and suddenly pandemic hit. I think that every business that time is really but for me it's a good chance because now is where the technology coming in that people are forcing to be on Zoom, because that time when I say I meet you in Zoom, I'm not in the Zoom, I more prefer personal, I want to have face to face. But because of this pandemic coming in, you have no chance because you're locked at home. I also locked at home, so what you do? Okay, do online. So that is where our business that time is really showed up. Yeah, um so that is why I think in entrepreneurship and so on, you also go through like what I gone through. You won't be overnight, wow, you become very successful. You will go through all this failure, trial, doubting, but you need to refine in something, the same goal that you're good at, you believe in, rather than I think maybe we go back to the tuition center physical, okay, then I get another. I think that is where many people will get distracted again, to doubt again their direction and so on.
So what you're saying is that if really God has called you to something, the secret is to do it every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were saying you were doing some routine, or what was it you were doing that you were doing it every day and you could become expert at?
Example, if you want to be good in because like I was a top sales in the company previously, okay, how to become a top sales, it's not about how the words format, the tactic, okay, I need to brainwash you. No, actually it's about talking the same thing. I need to talk about the same thing, the presentation file, the same thing I talk to this person, make sure I talk to the same thing to you, and same thing to the C person. So when everybody, you don't know actually they are friends, they say, yeah, I've been telling the same thing. So that is where they trust me. Rather than they tell you this and tell you that, another one, and maybe because I've been telling this one, then this person didn't sign, maybe I change again. Actually it's not. You just need to tell the same thing, but make sure you refine your weapon, sharpen your weapon. So that is why that you need to everyday do the same thing that make you become the expert, rather than you keep on change until actually you get lost. Yeah, so just that's why actually like for us, why we need the daily prayer, because the daily prayer is for that day itself. It's not for tomorrow or next day. It's for today. That's why the prayer is for today. And if you want to do something, make sure it's for today's. Don't plan about tomorrow first. It's today. How you're going to present this presentation and how you're going to help this student that moment now you're talking with him. I think this also through the sincerity as well. I mean that is something that very powerful. You no need to have very good packaging. Okay, packaging. Why I say packaging? Because sometimes that the person doesn't really need to really good looking. Okay, and maybe very bombastic language. Okay, you just use a simple language, because all my students, they know I openly say that English was my worst subject. They all know, and I mean that it's not something I'm shameful, because the fact I'm not the one who teach you. Okay, I get my professor to teach you, but I think that's why actually God is really something very funny. I was very bad in English, but end up that all my staff only can communicate in English. Yeah, so that is why that maybe I was thinking that okay, maybe education is something I can never touch, but end up that I was in the education because I don't know actually I good at something to encourage or to force you to assure you complete something. Okay, yeah, so I should say that
Martial arts education in martial education.
yeah, that's why actually that even like Nantini that joined our meeting, that she was shocked that that is how we force and assure the student once you join in, you need to complete the program, else my KPI doesn't hit. Meaning that I don't want, beside you worry that you fail, I also don't want. And I need to report to my business partner, why I enroll you, then you cannot finish. Yeah.
Your business partner in the UK, is that right? All your international.
So that's why it is something that I want to assure that actually when I get you in, I want to assure that you also can reach your destination, your goal. Then beside you, instead you feel happy, I also feel happy. Then the team also feel happy because yes, he completed already, so everyone is rejoining. So actually I feel that who am I and who is UBA about? I think this a companion or a instructor to assure that you need to complete, or maybe a counselor to help you find who are you. Are you sure you want to become a politician? Which is now you're showing me your art drawing. Yeah, so actually I feel that so that is me. So sometimes I can become a mother also. That's why to share with the interviewer that say, are you sure S11 is your destination?
Yeah. Right. Well, let me be among the first to welcome you, Dr. Shirley, to the table, to Singapore and Nantini as well, and to not just to welcome you, but also to introduce you to this community where we call home, this neighborhood, which we call home, Geylang. What do you bring to the table? What is unique, your unique proposition, if you like?
I would say that of course that I myself with our team UBA, we have a ready platform and we have our partner, we have our professor and so on. So actually that of course that beside bringing in the program that we have, but it's more about that who is the target audience we want to help out, because in business we cannot target for everyone. But I would say that for people who maybe for the youngster, especially the who looking for the opportunity, the job opportunity, then that is where our program coming in. And of course that for the people, the example for the people who are already at their retirement, they want to find a place that how I can contribute back. So actually because we have a group of teenager or youngster that who looking for the opportunity, so that is how we can connect.
Bring them together.
Okay,
so let's break it down then. Let's talk about the young people in Singapore. Let's say Singaporeans. Let's begin with Singaporeans, but there could be so many others as well that this could apply to. What does UBA bring to the table that they perhaps couldn't get elsewhere?
In UBA, that actually that's of course beside we offer the program and so on, but I would say that's more towards like we journey with the student in the short duration period. The keyword is short duration, meaning that they will become we will become a stepping stone for them to go for the next level. Like example that for people that who unable to maybe get into certain big university and so on.
Brand named universities
yes.
or institutions.
But for us that actually because we are partnering with UK awarding body, so throughout that program, it's all direct from UK. It's an international program that you can study via online. Then after that, in a short maybe 6 months or 8 months, after completion, then you can continue back to any.
So you get something in your hand.
Yes, you can continue back to the university that you want to. So that is academic.
Like a bridge to further.
Yes, it's a further study program that we have. But of course, you may say, hey, others academy also offering the same thing and so on. But I should say that the unique thing in UBA, we want to assure once you come in, you better reach the destination.
Gangster.
So the whole team, we will have a study guide, the study manual to let you know how is the method to really reach your destination rather than give you the book. Now this is your book, you study lah. Okay, this is your assignment. But we will guide you how to do it. And from time to time, actually, the student also will receive a message from us. Your deadline, second deadline, the final reminder. Then that is so actually that I think sometimes not only for children but even for working adult, we miss this motherly reminder. Why I say motherly reminder is mean that someone who keep on non-stop remind you something which is towards your goal, not my goal. So that is why for every student that who joining in, we want to assure that that is something what you want, not your mother want, not your father want. So they clear that is something you have agreed that you want to achieve in this maybe 6 months or 8 months. Yeah, so that is why that in UBA we don't simply like just take in anyone without any consultation session, because through the consultation, all our program consultant, they've been trained to really not to force the student, like most of the place that they'll tell you, okay, how much this is what, okay, you sign in, but we will spend time to really talk to them. Even sometimes they need one-to-one session, but you will say, oh, that's take a lot of time, but that is how we invest in people future. That's why it's back to our slogan, we empowering tomorrow teachers and leaders. Yeah, and of course that in UBA you won't find very fantastic building and so on because everything is online. But that is why I say that we will become a bridge for you to work towards your next destination. And of course for working adult, we have another program that you can work while you can study while you're at work. That is in the part-time program. It's about 5 months and so on. I would say instead for Singaporean, but I would say more towards PR, okay, of people who are living in the Singapore, and they find they are living, they are trying to make themselves worthy and even more, valuable. Okay, so that is why they go through our short program and so we have these two category of people. And of course that we don't want to compete with all those big brands, because they have a very good facility, okay, but for us in UBA you cannot find it. But you will find a team member that who your account manager, just like you open a VIP account in the bank, okay, you got your personal account manager, right? So for UBA we also have your account manager for each of you, to assure that you reach your destination.
So that's for the young people. What about for the other clients that you have?
Because we have another group is like master or doctorate level. I think that is very much matured category. normally for master is the people that who really want to sharpen their management skill. And because we have a doctorate program, as I mentioned, doctorate program, we have all those or CEO or whatever, all that they are the top dog of the company. Okay, so actually we put them together in one seminar. So actually that meaning they will give the idea for the people who are at a master level. Then at a master level, they will directly learn from all these experts that from the market to really understand what is about the management skill in this short duration period. So beside the paper qualification, I think one thing is the connection, the network they really need to have. Yeah, especially when they're fighting for their career and so on. That's why we call networking is very, very important. But come to doctorate, I would say is another level. How I want to give back to the society, my passion. They got a lot of passion. So that is why in the doctorate level, all the class is like debate. It's more like debate. Okay, normally like example the human resource. All we know, okay, interview, you must have this, you must have that. So end up, but during the class, they will say, yeah, they only talk about what you want to listen. But you will really get the person. How you get to know the person is minute when you hire them. So that is during the doctorate level. So I would say that the doctorate level, we will be another level that because all of them, they are leaders. They got a lot of ideas. So we from time to time, actually sometimes I also would join once a while the doctorate program, I mean in the class. So I listen how they talk. So that is how I get new idea. Yeah, maybe in a 1 year program. So that is where I mean UBA coming in. Because actually even though we are from Malaysia, but the program we have is more international. It's globally for different students from around the world. So instead that we have not only students from Singapore but from Canada, New Zealand, Arab and so on, because we are online economy. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the academic side. What's the dream for the perhaps the non-academic side, or what are you bringing to the table in terms of quality of life or meaning of life?
That is where, like just now mentioned, that first need to really go through with the person that what is in you, the passion that you have. Like example, my friends, the one who run the restaurant, okay, then he just simply bored. He don't want to stay at home because it's locked down everywhere during the pandemic. So actually then, okay, you just put on the phone on live, then you share a recipe to teach how you cook. Then after cook, you eat. Okay, you don't purposely do it for the show. Then that is what he do. Then he do the recordings. I mean that. So actually, for for us that we coming in, is to really want to know what you want to do rather than tell you what to do. So first I need to get to know what actually you are good at, and maybe how you can share your knowledge to people. And even when you say who, meaning I already have group of audience. It's about what you want to share with them. Yeah, so I cannot say what I want you to do, but I will say what you want to share. Yeah.
So that's the most fundamental. Once the person knows where they're going with their business idea or whatever it is that they came to, and of course you shared just now with us your own origin story, about being able to actually profit off of, because of the poverty that you were facing, even through homework and all of that. So there's definitely origin stories, deeply rooted experiences from our childhood, or even traumas that we experienced that made us or shaped us to a certain extent. to the persons that we are today. And of course, when we come to a place of greater freedom after retirement or entering in or preparing for retirement, or perhaps even in our 50s when we're, sort of, restructuring as King Solomon in the Bible, he talks about the 7 seasons of a man's life. Discoveries, the first 10 years discovery, the second decade is service, and then the third decade is learning, and then the fourth decade is enabling other people. And then by the time you're in your 50s, is really restructuring, because there's lots of things you need to throw out, declutter from your house, from your mind. As you were saying, worry is one of the things that has to go. And just good health, because there's no way that you can stay healthy just by eating powdered foods and specialty, superfoods and all that. You really need purpose in life. So when you're in your 50s, you're really, realigning yourself, nudging yourself, right? And then finally you come into your 60s. And that's leadership. That season of leadership. And you've got about 10 years, maybe 20 years before you transition into that last season, which is really compassion. As a grandpa, and doing other things. Perhaps this particular episode on, do what now, may not be applicable in that case, because you've already got so many things on your plate already. But certainly when you hit 50s or so, you're
about
to restructure. Plus, 10, the number 10, 10 years, you're telling me now that you're in your 10th year. In the Bible, the number 10 is significant, because we have 10 fingers and 10 toes to impact the world. There were 10 spies that came back from, and they gave that majority report, which was really bad. 10 has the idea, the concept of the completion of a trial. Now that you're in your 11th year, but completion of a trial. And so interesting, because that's also a multiple of 5. And when you're nearing 50, King Solomon talks about in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, he said there's a time for restructuring.
Yes.
There's a time when the things that satisfied you before don't really satisfy you anymore.
Yeah.
And maybe you need to throw out some stuff or realign other things, including business, right? Interesting, you're talking about, that some people have to go off the train and others have to come back on, or come onto the platform. Interesting, 50 has those very interesting. In Singapore, everybody more or less, 50s already is preparing for retirement. Right, getting your CPF money. But I'm pretty sure if you ask an average 50-year-old in Singapore or anywhere in the world, retirement doesn't quite satisfy. I mean, there's maybe, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but I heard lots of stories when people just stop working. they just collapse. Things collapse. And if they don't go back to work, and very quickly, I mean, how many holidays can you take? How many cruises can you sail? I mean, how many hotel rooms can you stay in? Luxury items can you go to? There's just something missing. Right? That's hedonism, really. That's narcissism. No, we have to stay active. We have to stay mentally active. We must stay, we must really, there's much more. It's like that well that, Jesus sat next to that woman at the well. And she said, oh, the well is deep. And you have nothing to pull. The well of the human soul is so deep. There's so much more to life than, you know, and so I would hazard a guess that any 50-year-old he's already, in fact, Solomon talks about leadership, the season of leadership, only when you hit 60. We're forcing 20-year-olds to be leaders and 30-year-olds. I mean, I feel sorry for some of the celebrity, you know, sportsmen. They reach their peak at 30, 35, you know, and then, you know, they have a shelf life, right? We're forcing young graduates, you know, 30s, 40s, forcing them into becoming, carrying huge weights, corporate weights on their shoulders, and they're completely unhappy. When the Bible says leadership starts at, life starts at 60. That's the decade of leadership, you know. So, yeah, I can't remember what we were talking about, but anyway, I think we were talking about leadership.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Nantini can tell me.
Yeah.
Restructuring.
Restructuring, yes. Restructuring. Super important that we realign ourselves, we prepare, and, you know, especially following that principle as what, you know, was laid out many years ago. Don't tell people what to do. Let them tell you what they want to do. What excites them? What gives them joy? What delights them? The Shabbat principle, right? What makes work a delight for you? Because we still have to work. We still have to continue to be useful and fruitful, right? What brings joy? So what brings joy for you?
The joy is when I see somebody goals have achieved.
Oh.
Especially when you see the person who have set the goal, that you know that you can journey with the person towards the goal, and to ensure the person don't give up before achieve the goal. Then when the person have finally reached the goal, the destination, then you feel, wow, I complete already. So it's really bring the joy in me that when I see somebody's success, yeah, meaning that because I mean human is very funny, because some of the human I don't know, they feel envy or angry if you success, okay? But for me, that I feel very happy. Okay, wow. Because I'm like to become a planner, okay? I plan. Then I plan, okay, you tell me you want to go here, right? Okay, I plan this road for you. Then after that, okay, so when you go, then reach it, yes, my plan is work. So that is how actually I get excited. I see the joy, especially when I see many of my students, or even not my student, they are maybe my staff, or even someone that bring their child to come to seek for counseling or advice. Doesn't really they need to study with me, but at least that when I try to give them the idea and solution, then I see them, okay, they reach the goals. Like example, one of the parents that bring the children say want to learn the English because we have an English program. Then I say, you study in Singapore, right? Say, yeah. Learn English? Yeah, because I got free 3 months time. I said, wow. It's because you're free then you want to study something that you're already expert in, and some more from Singapore. So are you sure? So actually they say because he planned to want to study in university, which is in Cambridge. So they must have also done this result, this and that. So okay, your program is from UK, so I think it will help up him, this and that. So actually sometimes the parents, they have this goal, but you look at the children, the son, that I say, okay, why not you take this test, the English test when we have. So after the result I say, your son is at advanced level, my dear. Okay, Meaning, if you really want to get this certification, you just go and take the exam. You no need to study the program.
Oh, okay.
Like IELTS, right? I said, you just need to go for the exam, will do. But I doubt that why he need that paper, because you are studying in Singapore already, right? Unless that you tell me that you study in another country like Malaysia, yes, you need to have this paper to show your proficiency in English according to the international standard. That's why actually sometimes it's not people why they just get it is because they see others people get it, and the children forced to do it. Then that is why that when I come in, I just give the idea, then I tell them, actually you don't need it. You just go, or if you feel that you need it, okay, just take the exam will do. So end up he didn't sign up with us. He not my student, but now actually he's the lawyer from Cambridge, coming back already, and he's now running the law firm. Okay, so sometimes I still see you and say, wow, remember or not your English program story? So actually, I mean that I feel very happy for them when they reach their goal, that no need to run.
Well, that's a long game though, isn't it, Shirley?
Yeah.
It is a long game.
Yeah, but I mean that, but at least that this is what something that really bring me joy, that when I see somebody that reach their destination, what I mean that it doesn't really need to, according to my service that I provide to you, then I only feel happy. But I mean that at least you really reach your destination, that where you're supposed to be, I feel happy. So that is the joy, that the energy that I gain from, yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we need to bring this particular session to a close. But before we do so, could you share a little bit about the mentors in your life?
Example.
Who have really made a difference in your life?
Wow. First, the one that I remember when we were young, we always will have this essay that's talk about your idol. My teachers, that we have these topics that your idol, but my teacher fixed the idol for me. It means that the task for us title is my idol, but the teacher say you only can put someone like, maybe for Malaysian that time is certain politician, the prime minister is your idol, then you have to write towards it. But I write my mother. so actually then, of course, come to the academic side, the essay I get 0 because I'm not follow the instruction. But I remember that the essay I write about my mom, why she become my idol, because actually she feed me and she sent me to school, and how she sell the nasi lemak in the morning, because we don't have car, so we have to push the cart to the outside, then we open the table, then we start to sell roadside. I mean, that is what I mean that I see how a real businesswoman, okay, to really, I mean, through the entrepreneurship, maybe they don't need to have like big shop and so on, but this is how, when I was young, I see my mother entrepreneurship.
Desperate entrepreneurs.
Desperate entrepreneurship.
Desperate housewife.
So that is why I mean that if you say that really, I mean, who mentor, or because my mom, typical Asian, they don't really sit down and say, you should do this, no, but she just leave it out and let me see as an example. So that is why I learn a lot from my mom. And also throughout the session, actually, because I also half Indonesian. My mom is an Indonesian Chinese. So when she bring me back to the Indonesia, I stay in my uncle's house. It's really also affect me because they are very successful business owner, but they live as an example. They wake up in the early morning, 7 o'clock, there was hair already style like that already, very neat. Then after that, sit on the table, eat. Then the rule is you didn't finish your food, don't come down. Make sure you finish. So I've been forced early morning. I have to eat the rice. For Indonesian, that is a culture. You need to rice every day. Okay, early morning wake up is the rice already. So actually, okay. Then after that, by 7:30, he will go out from the house. Then by 8, 8 a.m. sharp. He was sitting on his office table, even though he is a business owner. So he live up as an example. Punctuality is very important. Then after that, he give instruction to all his staff, and remember that his son-in-law actually is one of the workers, but the son-in-law was late. So I see him how he really, teach his son-in-law that why you late. He say because of the children, this and that. So he question, you got maid, right? Say yeah. Why you now become maid? Do you think that you want to take over the job as a maid, or you want to work here? So you already got a helper to help you to do something. Why you want to take over his responsibility, then take this excuse for you to being late on your workplace? So I see him how he managed to. When I was young age, I say, whoa, this is very excited. So I learned something, the management skill, from my uncles. Then after that, come to school side. That's actually my teachers, who, because I was very weak in English, my English was my worst subject. I just don't know why. I don't know where I see the ABC. I feel like very sleepy already. But my teachers is the one who give me the free tuition, even free tuition after school. Come to my house. I said, "Ayo, give me a break lah." Then after that, he still come to my house, and what he bring to me is a Bible, 365 story Bible story, children book some more. When I was in a secondary school, you say, because my name's Siling, one day just need to read one short story will do. It will help. They keep on telling me, I said, oh my God. So actually, I still keep that books actually.
Wow.
And how, in order for me to understand the whole page, I need to do the translation for whole page. And during that time, don't have the internet. We are not so wealthy, right? So I need to find the dictionary words by words. Then you can see all the Chinese word on top of it. I really keep it. So actually, I go through the hard way that when I don't know something, someone is even work beyond that what he's supposed to do as a teacher. He give me the free tuition because he know I cannot afford to have a tuition class. Then after he give me the Bible some more. So actually that is where I also start to get to know the Christianity. Okay, even though I don't know why this must kill this person and that one have to kill that person. I really have no idea during that time, but that is how I learned the passion I have from my teachers, that how you help somebody even though that is out of your business. That is also my mentor, and even the last one, the boss that I was when I applied job at the workplace. I tell my boss very clear, I'm going to work at your place for 3 months only. After this, I want to start up my own company, which is same industry as you.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Tini, did you tell her that? No.
Not yet.
But my lady boss is very, very okay, come in. So she take me. So that time I was the branch manager. She has about 5 branches, so I was at the main branch. So throughout that 3 months, it's really after 3 months I resigned. But throughout the 3 months, when I joined the company, I just got to know actually her company got a lot of problem because that time her company, that the previous branch manager that signed a lot of customer but didn't give the service. So actually for normal person, normally when you join this kind of company, wow, so much problem, then people going to sue this company, this and that. So actually that typical normal people, they will walk away, say, okay, I don't want to mess with all this, but I take it as a challenge. I love challenge. I feel that yes, this is a good time. I can solve the problem free. Okay, I got free problem to solve, because when I want to run the business, I need to find all this problem, right? I need to solve the similar problem that I have facing. So that is why when I take up the customer database, 200 at least, so that all of this is a problem customer that going to sue you, going to call. So that is why when I called up to the customer, one of it, because I don't want to choose, because no matter how I still have to call all of them. So actually that the girl actually is a lawyer. It's an Indian lawyer, and say that I'm going to sue you. You know that your previous branch manager, blah 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 blah. So she scold me really, wow. And somehow you know, a lawyer, wow, they use the word very sharp one. So actually that, but end up I have to say, yeah, I agree with you, and you clearly say your previous manager, meaning now, I walk in, I try to help to solve your issue, but if you keep on throw your temper on me, I cannot help you. So that is where I learned how to solve the issue, and end up I managed to solve the problem, and managed to bring up the sales to the company in 3 months' time. Of course, for the first month I didn't hit the target, but after 3 months I managed to reach the target, and that is where I get a lot of the experience how to dealing with problem. 100, 200, I remember.
Wow.
So that is why I want to, thanks to all these people who make me who I'm used to be right now. Instead of why say, oh, why I so unfortunate I got into this problem, why I got into the family that who cannot fit me into the big car, and why my teacher, !aiyo! You so kaypoh, you know, why you keep on force me and so on. That is, I mean that each one of them, actually they give a lot of value to why I want to do the same thing.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Dr. Shirley, because I'm reminded of a verse in the New Testament, in the Gospels, Luke chapter 17, verse 17. It's easy to remember, 17:17. And Jesus asked the question about the leper, the lepers that were healed. He said, weren't all 10 healed? And then he asked the question, where's the other 9? Because only one, you know, he was telling this healed leper that came back to say thank you.
Yeah.
And I can see that the spirit of UBAN and that motherly spirit that comes across of gratitude and of stewardship for life is super strong, super alive, and I feel this spirit of thankfulness here in Malaysia and Singapore, throughout this whole area. 100 years ago, we were coolies, we were barefoot, we were at the go down carrying, you know, our ancestors came from in junks and in sampans, and they stumbled off these boats, you know, into mosques and temples and churches to give thanks. Today's Labor Day. We continue this tradition of Thanksgiving. Thank you for coming all the way here, and well, I think Johor and Singapore are getting closer, faster, much faster, sooner than we even imagine. People, I would imagine, possibly, maybe 1 million people going for lunch on a weekend, or even on a weekday nowadays. Once the rail link is up, excited about the RTS, excited about, maybe not so excited about the price of everything going up in Johor, but there's something about this, almost a sense of reunification, that we were once together. I mean, you know, Malaysia and Singapore. I'm so glad that our respective governments have taken care of that, and they put aside all whatever differences and all of that. Yeah, Thanksgiving. Yeah. I myself, my mom from Sarawak, I feel almost half a Malaysian. So, you know, and every time I get up there, you know, to Cameron or wherever, those quiet places, those beautiful places, it's almost like coming home. That's something that I think UBA could really bring to the table as well. That very Malaysian style of cooking, you know, not just food, but also conversations, opening up conversations about life and giving thanks for all the common experiences we had. We remember in Singapore we had, but then we lost it. And then we go to Malaysia and then we have it again, you know, like dim sum. I remember Penang having dim sum in the outdoors, you know, and all this, you know. There's just something about that can be restored more. I don't know how it's going to work out, but certainly we welcome you. We welcome you to Singapore. I'm excited for your global headquarters here and what's ahead. Let me perhaps ask the last question, and that would be, in 10 years' time, when you look back, and you've been established here for 10 years in Singapore, what would you be grateful for? What do you think at that time you're going to say, wow, yeah, this is what we have achieved. This is what we've come this far in that journey. If today was day one, May the 1st, 2025, and then we're listening to this recording in 10 years' time, because all these digital assets, they don't go away, for good or for evil, for good or bad, they don't go away. And you're listening to this conversation in 10 years' time. What are you thinking?
I would say that, of course, that if I look back after 10 years about today, what I want to say is, again, this about the opportunity. When a person got the opportunity, is starting from the trust and the expectation. Meaning that when you got something you trust with the person, then you expect how you can perform, how you can contribute. But beside this, you need to give that person opportunity. So that is why it's very much like I just shared with her that yesterday, that is a new agent selling the insurance, try to knock at the door and try to connect with me. So I see her will be similar to me, which is everybody is doing the same thing already. But why you? Okay? And you know that that person is new. Okay? Is new because maybe she just completed the course and so on, just finished her school and now want to
break in.
Yeah. Then after for me, and again, even though yes, I was in Malaysia for many years, but in Singapore, even though that I've been managed, encounter with a lot of Singaporean students in the past, but to operate, haven't yet. So I need someone to have expectation from me, but beside this, you must trust first, and also the opportunity that willing to give. So of course that for me, that in me that I like something, the adventure. I really like to take this adventure, But when I say when I take the adventure, meaning that I also have some standard in me, meaning that I make sure I don't screw it. Okay, so because the whole team will be coming in, so I will again to reinforce the same thing when I put into my student that make sure you achieve do something. So actually I will say that it will be very excited, and meantime also will scared, oh what I have to do the next. But I will say this is about entrepreneurship. You don't know what's next, but you try to give the best to reach your destination. And now it's reached, to start to set the new goals, to really, like just now how to help to the people who are already retired and about 50 or 60, how they're going to contribute back, and even also to the student that who just finished the program, finished the school and want to embark to their next journey, and how we become a bridge. So I think it's a way to, it's a time to restructure and to really get more excited by adding on someone that who got expectation, okay? There's a how you going to achieve. So I would say that if after 10 years time, I would say that I want to thanks for these three: the opportunity and the trust and also the expectation.
That's amazing to think that you could see the end from the beginning. Before you embark, you see the end, and then wouldn't that make, what difference would that make in your decision making? That you see yourself successful, you don't see yourself as a failure. You can actually look back. In a way, that is a gift. Maybe that's the Dr. Shirley way. Maybe that's the gift, the genius that you have. It's done.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a long way to go. What is 10 years actually? It's 365 times 10. It's 3,000. Is that right? What's 365 times 10?
Yeah, 3,000.
3,000. So in 650 days. But on day one, you can say it's done. It's finished. But it's done, but it's not done. But in Dr. Shirley's mind,
Mentally done.
it's done. It's over. The moment you set your mind to something, you know it's from God, it's a commission.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the Great Commission, but it is a commission.
Yeah.
And you know from experience, you have done this before.
Mm-hmm.
You've done this in other lives, so many other lives. It's innumerable. Just, you can't count it on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too many.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen over and over the success and the testimony and the sense of achievement when they said, it is finished,
Mm-hmm.
it is done.
Mm-hmm.
And the joy, just the elation of having accomplished something they thought was impossible. And now, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
3,650 days later, it is done.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple for the entrepreneur. It's a gift, isn't it? To see the end from the beginning. And, well, there's lots of things that need to happen in that time. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's doable. It's possible. So why are we not doing it? Let's get to work. There's a lot of things to do. Thank you very much. Shalom, shalom.
Thank you,
All
shalom.
right. Now, I just need a question to ask Nantini. How do you want this recording to be actually
Sent to me.
delivered? How do we do it? Do you have a thumb drive or something?
I have a thumb drive.
Or a hard disk or something? Let's check whether Josh and yes, I think so. Yes. Thank you for your patience. Appreciate it. So you just work with Josh to get that
Sure.
copy, and then we'll keep a copy on our side to upload. But for our side, we do it raw. We don't do any editing.